That does look funny right there, doesn't it? I mean, take a look at that. So that in itself is like, I have no idea what he's doing. He's going to flash out of his own Viper's Pit. This might be one of the worst execs I've ever seen. Our whole team is here. No one shoots them. It flashes everyone on the team. You think you've seen some KC glue? You haven't seen anything yet. Today we're going to take a look at what I think might be the worst half of Valorant that maybe I have ever seen. Now, I don't know how long this video is going to end up being, but it's probably going to be a bit longer than most of my normal videos because we have quite a lot to get to. The game in question is this. It's Team Liquid versus KC here on Breeze. It's the first half of that map. Now, here's the strange thing about this game is I might need to make a part 2 about this game because the first map, Abyss, was also full of glue. So, sit back. I'm not going to say relax because if you're like me, this is going to cause you to get quite angry. But just sit back and enjoy what you're about to see. And actually, we're going to start off with the second round here, which is always the round that is good to start off on when you're looking at a game as clownish as this one. But actually, this starts off with one of the few nice things that maybe happens in this entire half.
Map 1 and 2 shows exactly what this guy can deliver. An early snakebite shot dart combo. Oh, it's not far away, and the flash alongside it, well, it was actually the fake out, has helped them a little bit.
So, I don't know who came up with this on Liquid, but this is kind of a crazy cooking idea, right? Shock dart snakebite combo into this corner because, you know, it's a very, common, somewhat common position to hold on these anti-ecos to, watch if anyone is pushing up. But you combine that with a clone coming down this side. Right, so we've got the clone coming down this way that they then shoot whilst you actually swing from this direction. That is a crazy idea, right, to put into like a second round like this, where, again, they are just on full classics, right? So, I mean, it's a crazy idea. They end up going 1-for-1 just there, but the spike does get dropped. And now KC have a bit of a problem, and this is where the glue starts. We have reached the moment already, not long into the game, because you see, KC, they put up this Phoenix wall just there. Right? They retrieved the spike. They now are in a fine position. They got a player on the other side of the map here. They've got all of their guns, that they perhaps dropped just here. They're in a perfectly fine spot. But what do they decide to do? They just sit there. Look at them! What are you doing? They sit there until this dart comes, and then they hide again. And then they get smacked by a shock dart, and they give all of Team Liquid the time to walk all this way, slow walk all this way to them. They don't move from this window the entire time.
Only gap on the map, and they've exploited it.
Two of them are low.
Could be a double. The players are so low. Aves, he's down to 1, and he will be dropped by Wayne. The double's got some weapons.
So this is something I don't think you will ever see again. I don't think you will ever see anyone ever again get pinched in the window by a bunch of classics. I mean, like, look, there's 50 seconds left on the clock, right? I mean, they went back and retrieved the spike at what? 35 seconds, chilling in the same spot. Giving up the entire map, just huddled, 3 of them together, huddled in the, one part of the map that in theory, you can't get pinched in because if you hold right here, there is only one, you only have to face this one direction. And yet somehow they all die to a bunch of classics. I mean, straight away, the alarm bells should be ringing that we're not in for a normal game of Valorant.
Seems impossible. Part of me thinks that even just holding onto the gun might be worth it, but he wants to try and at least remove from the opponents. But
okay, so we're not off to a great start, but maybe you'll say that's Team Liquid being rewarded for perhaps the only bit of really nice play you're going to see in this entire video. But let's move on to the next round because, of course, yes, they lost the second round after winning the pistol, but like any great glue game, that means that Team Liquid must then lose the next round despite getting the first kill as you just saw there. Now, to be fair in this round to Liquid, what you are about to see is basically just some really nice Sheriff play from Aves.
A plant may be possible, but there's so many defenders already on this side of the map. There is Aves, I said it! This guy with the Sheriff is just a different beast, and now he will pop the ult. Did he check the angle? Yes, he does! Aves on a tear!
This round still isn't won just yet. Even that snake bite poses a threat. Swing through the smoke, though. Oh,
let's make it 5. Cora, let's make it 5.
So not too much to say about that one other than Naves popping off, but I did want to show it to you because that began a streak of rounds where KC are going to win despite being down numbers, and we can now see another one of those in round number 5, because when we come here, what we're going to see is we got this little elbow exploration just here from KC. As you can see, they're kind of in a 3-2 split with the Phoenix and the Omen out here, but we're now going to get some aggro from Team Liquid coming down here, and well, it's going to go Liquid's way.
Has to be a round win here. Good flash and purple.
And this is what is important to keep in mind for this half of Valorant in general, is that Team Liquid actually, for the most part, do fairly normal things, and actually, as you can see by the start of it, you know, it's a dart flash combination with a double swing that works out. It looks quite nice. KC, on the other hand, are going to do some very crazy, stupid things, one of which you're about to see right now.
See if they can convert this one. Levin already taking space. Bear in mind, Shados does have his ultimate online, and there we go. That's the ping. That's the attempt to try and take him out. What? Levin forgot his ult runs out.
Yeah, KC were the glue protagonist in this. Liquid definitely helped out as well, but as you can see from this, I mean, what the hell is going on? I mean, look, I've seen there have been actually, I would say, quite a few Euro worlds like this. Surprisingly enough, this is maybe even the worst Euro world I've ever seen. Even this year, there's been quite a few Euro worlds, although that does look funny right there, doesn't it? I mean, take a look at that. Oh, what is he doing? And just comes out of the ult right in front of him. Now, to be fair to Shados and to Getsu, the Astra stun is really quite nice there, right? So we end up in a 3v2 either way. And again, this is the remarkable part of this game, is that KC were just, I mean, huffing glue. They had no idea where they were until they got into down number situation or into clutch situations, because as soon as they did, they just locked in and turned into, you know, the best gamers on the planet, as you will now see again in this clutch.
Has been spotted out and revealed. They're also being flanked on, but it seems like it's something that Shados is keeping in the back of his mind, something they're checking, and that time is starting to tick again. They need to get a move on the Liquid side, otherwise even with the comedy in the middle, they might still be losing this round. In fact, Sugan.
So there you go. KC winning a 2v3. You might be like, 2v3s? I've seen those before, TMV. That's nothing special. Well, that's the first of many, many situations you're about to see, because take a look at the start of the next round. This one's an eco for Team Liquid. But guess what? I mean, it is an eco, but for some reason, they also bought an op. Huh?
Have a little bit more on the board.
Big aggression from KC. They're going straight into the window. That smoke's completely blocked. That's out, but purple. He got 2 anyways. He read the play, and that's given them more than a chance. Miniboo's got an op, and he's using it like a shotgun. He's out.
Here we go again. That's right. We get Purpo here, hitting some nice shots with his Blade Storm, and then even this decision by Mini, I mean, why he has bought an op here, I don't know, right? He's bought an op, no util, whilst the rest of his team have bandits. So that in itself is like, I have no idea what he's doing, genuinely, not a clue. But also the decision he makes here, I also don't have a clue either, because why does he stay around here? This, I think, like, the outcome is good, but the actual gameplay is not good. Pro tip, if you with an op are right here and you see a dart fly past your face and you get flashed and you can Euro TP away to safety, do it. Take the TP. Do not just sit here. Now again, the outcome ends up working for him here in the reveal comes slightly too late for KC, and he somehow is able to manage to get a kill and get out. He then will die. Now remember, this was a 5v2 there, right? 5v2. Guess what happened?
This next fight, Liquid have the man advantage. Doubled up on for now, but an isolated duel gives Levin a backside control and a 2v3 for the squad. They just checked it. They just checked Bane, and now at least they've seen some info to play with.
That was sort of the snake in the grass. Levin, he's going to go pushing. Is going to make it round the corner as well. May already spot players looking to come back in from behind, but there is that cosmic divide. Almost allows him just a little bit of a pocket of space to try and play around. It seems like there's a decent idea, maybe.
He won't check the right.
Wayne. In fact, does he check the corner? No, he doesn't. Falling back was smart. Leaves it on to Sugetsu. He could have gone anywhere from here. They've still got so many angles to check, but he might be in the most common of them all, the back corner of the site. As that divide will now fade. Liquid have decided to play with that time first through. Second as well for Sugetsu. These are the moments where he finds his prime. Already just going to take his time to utilize that grab well, buying extra on the clock, and now just plays with his food. He will go down in the end, but
I do want to just talk about this, though, because, yes, whilst this is, you know, not ideal to lose a 5v2, Sugetsu, the way he plays this, right? This Astra Wall that he put down is really, really good, right? Planting for the backside, having this Astra Wall, really, really strong. And then the smoke on top of this, right? Like, the clutch here is really incredible. And you are more likely to get this on bigger maps, right? Because it's harder to play together necessarily in these kind of scenarios. But putting the smoke down as well after the Astra Wall fades, I mean, you just see the strength of it. And Sugetsu in this game, I mean, it was strange, and they picked up on it, Mitch and Tom, in this broadcast, because, like, his actual KD was, like, not that good, but, like, every kill that he got was, like, super impactful, and he kept winning these clutches. And the way that he played out that clutch again was really, really nice. Oh, my friends, but we are not done, because let's skip ahead to the very next round, where KC learned what a one-way is.
Even won as a result. That was Liquid's chance to fight right back. But they're back in here with the rifles, and that flash was a tiny bit too shallow to blind Mini Boo. Free opening, and they've given him another.
I mean, this should never happen in a bronze lobby, I don't think. I mean, this is... I mean, that's just... What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Don't wait for the dart. Run past a one-way. Die. Let me try on my own as well. What are we doing? Just, like, wait. Just, like, wait. Wait. Wait, like, wait. What are you doing? So now it's a 5v3, so... You're never going to guess how this one ends up going and who ends up winning this round, I'm sure, at this point. How this game turned out the way it did is crazy, right? And the fact that we're able to lose these situations again and again and again is quite the indictment on Team Liquid.
Smoke popping as well. They know now. They've got that info that it's likely to be a play here. They'll start to suspect it, but before Miniboo does, they'll walk around that corner, give him the chance, well, give him the bullets. He ends up with the lead instead of the silver, and now Hunter's Fury set through a desperate attempt by Liquid to keep them back, to buy time, to get a tag, and it does find a tag, but Wayne's fallen in the meantime, and Doja's massive disadvantage quickly becomes a favorable round for a moment. Joins up from the spawn, his timing, it's actually quite poor. Doja gets inside the smoke, gets out of there to the backside. So much work now for Purpo to do to clear every out.
So at this point, you're probably wondering, okay, TMV, I'm a Team Liquid fan. How do you actually play man advantage situations? Because clearly it must be impossible. Well, it's not like this, right? The map doesn't look like this when you're in a 5v3. One and done angle here. It doesn't have a TP currently anywhere else on the map. Just sitting here on his own. What are we doing? If you're on your own, you can be more passive. And if you're together, well, then you're together, so it's okay. Not aggressive and on your own. We got one guy back here playing for his Silver ult. It's a 5v3, bro. Just win the round. You don't need your ult. You don't need your ult, right? You don't need to be here. You don't need to be on this aggressive an angle. When you still do have a TP, by the way, but you just haven't thrown it out. You're meant to be good at Yoru. There's 30 seconds left. It'll last the whole round. What are you doing? Right here. Back up. Back up, bro. Get back. Wait for these guys. You do not need to win the round now. You don't need to Silver ult now. Wait for your team. Chill. Like, the goal, like, they don't win the round if they plant, by the way. That I know that that's probably how they feel during this game, but that actually isn't how it goes. This is a nice TP from my GOAT9 there. But how have we ended up in that scenario? How? Because players are just playing on their own the whole time. Okay, I now just very quickly want to show you round number 8. Now, this is actually one of the few good rounds that happens in this game, but I'll explain why I've shown it a bit later.
Going confident and aggressive, but the shot doesn't land, and he gets punished immediately by Sugetsu. The opening duel finally going the way of KC. They've won every round with the disadvantage. And it looks like a double opening.
Okay, so this is one of the few rounds that I would say is a normal round of Valorant in this half, okay? And you see, it's actually a really nice round from KC, right? I mean, look at all the util that hits Nats here. Look at his POV here as he gets hit by the stun, the drone, the flash, the Yoru TPing in. Like, nice stuff, right? And KC managed to win this round. What's strange about this is KC are now 7-1 up, right? And they've just run their first good round of the entire game. Okay? Keep that in mind. That was their first good round. What did they do? They call a timeout. They call the timeout. KC, this is a KC timeout. After their first good round. I don't know what Eng is saying to them at this point. Maybe like, hey guys, you didn't throw enough in that last round. Like, actually, you know, we want to lose this game. I don't know. But just so you're aware, KC only win one more round in this entire half, despite the fact they're 7-1 up. And they just ran their only good round. And then let's take a look at what they do off the back of that timeout.
Before that's an issue, before that we pay the price for that. Let's just iron that.
Or even just
let's make sure we don't overheat like we did last map
exactly.
every time we had an advantage.
Players getting a little bit ahead of themselves. You want to make sure that this is as dominant a half as it now should be. And
So yeah, off the timeout, we decide let's walk our Yoru up mid here with an outlaw. We're going to drone. Does he walk up with the drone? No, we're going to recall star this. Now, to be fair to Levin here, I'm just going to assume on his behalf, he has no idea this is a recall star. Because you can see, there is no, like, urgency in him getting past this whatsoever. I'm going to assume he thought that this was a full smoke and that he can just leisurely walk past this. As we're about to see, it's not. And so he ends up dying straight away. Boom. I mean, again, you're 7-1 up. You've taken a timeout. All of your round starts, apart from one, have been disastrous. And after the one that was good, you took a timeout. They're now going to try and, you know, I mean, we're going to try and go here in A main and die. And we're going to try this B exec. And it's going to go horrifically. So let's just say maybe not the most successful timeout ever.
So Getsu, contact main by yourself. See how that goes. And then we win the round.
okay. Well, let's see how it goes. Already, a little bit of damage done. Nats about to be under pressure, running through the util. Nice work though. And well, now it's Dosu who has to try and win the 1v5. First will be easy. I don't think he's getting anything more.
Okay, so at this point, Team Liquid had seen KC somehow, you know, just eat a ton of glue, yet still manage to win rounds. So in the very next round, round number 10, Nats decided, well, that's working for them. Maybe we need to do that, right? As we see a Yoruwalt now, flashback, PTSD, 11 Yoruwalt. This time he doesn't decide to troll. This time he realizes how the ability works. He comes out, and hey, it's safe. It's safe. Okay, he still dies, whatever. It doesn't really matter for this round because you will see in a second, they get a nice little trade with the Phoenix Molly just there. And now we're in a 4v4. The spike is going to go down, and we're going to get a ton of ults going off. And, well, Nats is going to do an interesting Viper's Pit.
Jados. So if he
planted.
stays alive in maybe a really passive position, that'd be good. He's very aggressive. In fact, he's going to use it proactively.
Oh, there's a tag, and okay, at least but it's not going to get them on to the site. For that, they go through this cosmic divide. A flash, primed and ready for backside. And the second one goes through, blinded in the corner. Was your first of Shados. He has to back off around to his teammate. He'll find the first. There goes Doja with a double.
So yeah, this is probably one of the worst Viper's Pits I think I've ever seen. You already have a guy running here, so you know all this is clear, or will do very soon. When this retake starts, when Nats actually goes for this pit, you've already got your Yoru walking down here. You've actually already got a Viper wall here as well. So anyone in this spot that you're worried about coming from mid, like you've already kind of got covered. To be honest, you may have seen it later on in this round, but Miniboo, like again, they actually struggle to get out of their own Viper's Pit at this point. You see, like they're having to like carefully check. Miniboo, if you just watch it here, he's going to flash out of his own Viper's Pit. I mean, why Nats has kept up this pit? Okay, maybe he panicked in the moment, right, and just hit the ult button. Why is it still up? What are you doing? I mean, you can see Nats here, like, in the outline of this pit. Like, he's also going to have to just blindly kind of swing through this and hope no one's on the other side killing him. So, yeah, Miniboo flashes there, which, again, perhaps this isn't the best Viper's Pit in the world, right? He then goes to the second flash. They end up losing the round. So, yeah, this was certainly a game of Valorant. But let's skip ahead to the very next round as well. Oh, we aren't done. Where KC are going to go for this B split that, again, actually goes pretty well for them.
Aggressive position as well from Miniboo. A chance to flash in, but he's been sectioned off by the Blaze. Now under quite a lot of pressure. Levin leading the charge. It's a swing out, and it's the trades back favorable. The opening's going one way, but Nats, who's had a quieter game, can he hold on to the site? Nope.
Okay, so again, I've mentioned that these B splits aren't always the easiest. We actually get a nice use of the Phoenix wall here to kind of block this angle off, right? To kind of allow us to do this maybe a little bit easier if you're KC, and they actually, you know, they do a pretty good job. It's a fairly nice round from KC to start off with. You see, the thing is, though, we are including this round for a good reason. That's because the glue has not started yet. It's about to start now, you see, because it's a 3v2, and we've done a split, and we've, you know, killed everyone who's on the site, who might be on the site, right? And as you can see, the other two players are obviously some way away just yet, so you might think that KC are about to plant the spike. The time on the clock is 1:05. They are not about to plant the spike, by the way. In fact, we are going to watch them wait and wait. So I just want you to know, like, the smoke has just faded here. They've put smokes up here, right? Another smoke comes in just here, right? Okay, so again, you got multiple things smoked off. Here's the spike, right? We're still waiting. We're still waiting. Still wait. So this is our smoke, by the way, in this choke point. So we've still smoked 2 of the choke points off, right? So we've smoked this and we smoked this. So we started off with smoking this and this, then we smoked this, and then we smoked this again. But we still are a bit scared, so we haven't planted the spike just yet. And so then we're gonna put another star down here, and we're gonna smoke this off in a second. But we gotta wait for that smoke timing to come back up. So we smoked that now, and then we smoked this one now as well. You might have noticed during this entire time that with 2 controllers this late in the round, with the new way that smokes work, you can smoke 2 of these things off. Yes, you will always have 2 of them smoked off. We've now done 3 different combinations of having 2 different ones smoked off. We started off with here and here when we were doing the split, then we smoked off this and this, then those faded, we smoked it off this, and now we've got to our final combination, which is this and this. So we waited that whole time to arguably not smoke off the most dangerous angle. So I don't know what they're doing. It doesn't really make any sense. And then we tap and we wait even longer, and we're now waiting even longer for those smokes to potentially fade. Now, as we can see, eventually they do manage to get the spike down, but we waited about 40 seconds there, went through about 2 different cycles of smokes, and just ended up doing what we should have done about 40 seconds ago. But we gave the other players time to actually rotate into these positions. But surely, that won't matter.
Ultimate. Yeah, that's the thing. Go from the shadows to wherever he wants. That's what I was going to say. Does he
Just go for info? Yes, he does. Where's he going? Oh, no! Oh, he's now the only one left! He's had to stick it! Purpo's caught him while flying!
So why we need to Omen ult here, I don't know. I actually made another video about KC where I talked about DOS9's Omen ults, and this one as well. I don't get. I think Shados maybe even takes a fight expecting DOS9 to be next to him. And then obviously DOS9 ends up in a very weird spot where he's ulted. So whilst he's ulting and can't do anything, his teammates decide that's the best time to take fights. Then when he has ulted, I can understand he does kind of have to stick it, because otherwise he just dies to the other guy. You know, most likely. Like, if you look at where he ults from, also, I don't know why are you ulting from the open? I don't know. But if, you know, he does come out of this ult, I mean, he just dies to this guy anyway, right? Like, he's just going to end up back here. This guy's just running up. So he kind of does have to stick it. So you can't blame him for that part necessarily, but the whole rest of it is an absolute mess, and I have no idea what they're doing. But you see, my friends, it was all leading up to this. This really is the magnum opus, round number 12. You think you've seen some KC glue? You haven't seen anything yet. This round is beyond belief, okay? So it's round 12. This is their buy. It's not great. But you see that they are 2 off of Phoenix ult, and they have decided in this round that the only way they're going to win this round is with the Phoenix ult. So they come into A main, they farm the ult up. They then are going to go back all the way over towards B main, and they're going to go and farm that ult up. And then they're going to try an exec. The problem with this is basically everything that happens from this point on.
Pacing's a big issue if they get it wrong. There's the snake bite, but the spams, they don't land, and Abez now will be able to lead the charge.
Oh, dear.
That complicates things a little bit. No one can follow up on that, and the grab world delays it. 25 now, and a huge amount of damage done. KC, they need to go.
Oh, he just blinded everyone, and then a double kill with a shock dart. Things are finally coming up liquid. Camo will be there to show.
So this might be one of the worst execs I've ever seen. And I'm not kidding. There are multiple parts to this that are completely unbelievably bad. First thing is, we wait all this time, right? We wait. Why are you sending in this Yoru TP? You know, like, we've been to A main to farm an ult orb, to come here and farm this second ult orb. So surely you know, like, hey, I'm as the Yoru, I'm entering when this guy is gonna ult in, right? He's gonna ult in, and then we're both gonna flash, and the dart's gonna come in, and then I'm gonna TP in, right? When he's ulting in and people are looking at him. Right? Like, oh, that makes sense. No, I'm going to send my TB before he's even farmed the ult orb. What? What are you doing? By the way, that's his only TP. So already we don't know what we're doing. By the way, we shock dart this. We shock dart that. I'm just going to show you the Team Liquid comp here, just so you're aware. What are you trying to break with that shock dart? What util? What util from this comp? You thought, oh yeah, bro. The Yoru, I'm breaking the opponent Yoru TP just here. What is this shock dart? What is that? Is that like you're just on autopilot? Like there is nothing going on in the brain. The brain is just on autopilot. It hasn't had a single thought this entire time. It makes sense for actually how they play. They then decide, well, I mean, the time's ticking down, so I gotta stick this in a snakebite, you know, of course. This dart then comes, despite the fact we've got our whole team, our whole team is here. No one shoots the shot, the dart before it goes off. And then, obviously they know where we are because we just all got revealed. So the Silver comes in and destroys us. Which then obviously you Phoenix ult, but when you come out of the Phoenix ult, he's gonna know where you are and hit you with the Silver ult. So you ult in completely on your own. No help whatsoever. Your Yoru TP's gone as well, by the way. That's gone. You get smacked by the Silver ult again the second time. And we're not done yet because now we're gonna do this flash and it it flashes everyone on the team. I think this is the worst round I've ever seen. It's so bad. I mean, just look at that screenshot right there. Oh my god. And then they all die. And then two of them die to a shock dart. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? Oh, what a round. What a round of Valorant from KC. So, wow. That wraps up from me. But again, by the way, I might, depending on, you know, if anything interesting happens, I might do a whole second video about this game, about Team Liquid's Abyss, which also, it wasn't this bad. This is the worst half of Valorant I think I've ever seen, and probably, hopefully, will ever see. And it ended there with, arguably, the worst exec I have ever seen. But KC, and the great thing about that is, right, KC, they were the cause of most of this, right? They were the protagonist in this. Team Liquid were, you know, kind of a passive bystander who just can't play a 5v3, but that cost them a lot. Somehow KC, despite playing this bad, ended up 8-4 in this half. What's even better about it is they took a timeout at 7-1 and ended up losing more rounds and didn't get any better, as you just saw. So, all in all, 10 out of 10. I don't know why. Why is it? I mean, KC and Liquid in particular are two teams that tend to get involved in these glue games. But KC, I had high hopes for this team, but they are becoming my favorite team because of things like that.